So let's continue with the second question. Identify the roots of the graph and state if Alexander fails or succeeds with his attempt to achieve a target time of 2.40 seconds. From looking at the graph, we can estimate that he did not succeed. So let's graph off it which section of the graph is useful to us in the interval from t equals 0 to the first 0 on the positive side of the axis, which we will solve for just in just a moment. But as an estimate, we can see that the 0 lies around 2t equals 2.5 seconds, and therefore we can use 2.5 seconds as an estimate and assume Alexander did not make it. Now for the true results, we will solve the equation by identifying the zeros. Keep in mind that the first zero in the positive side of the axis will determine the value of t when Alexander hits the surface. We will use right now we will use synthetic division to solve the zeros. So we will be finding the zeros right here accurately. And so what happened was so if we see that through the graph that the person fails to reach his target time by 0.04 seconds. So what I did here first was got the equation down and I did factor theorem. So by first I tried one, it did not work, and then after doing this several times I finally got the factor, which was 2.44. And right after that, I had 2.44 was my factor, and then I did synthetic division, so I copied this down, so numbers like -5 from the equation, and then just brought this down and then added them and then multiplied here, right here, cross multiplied, and then gave me this, and then I added again and continued on. And after this I was left with x to the power of 4, 2.56 cubed, and continuing on. Later, I have to do the factor theorem again in this equation here. So finding the factor. So after doing it again several times, I found 2.81 as a factor, and I did synthetic division right here again, right here, and I was left with x cubed, 0.25 x squared, and then minus 0.45439x, and then 0.430425. But and right after, sorry, yep. So here I was when I here is the solution. I was left with right here at the end, and then finally last time I did the exact same steps, found the factor theorem to did the factor theorem, and then I was found the factor as -1.1 and -1.1. Right after I found -1.1, I did the synthetic division. Then after that, I was left with x squared, and then I was left with x squared, and after that, when I was left with x squared, it couldn't be factored anymore. So I was just left with three zeros, and just to make sure that I was right, I confirmed it by graphing it, and it gave me these three zeros. So we get -1.1 right here, and then we got -2.4. And we got 2 point. Yep. So we got 2.44 right here, and we got 2.81 right here, and these were our roots or zeros. Thank you very much. Now we're going to be doing our last question.